Oh, wait. I already hit the button.
What's going on, guys?
Hi, friends.
You guys all having a good weekend? Or what? Oh, there
Oh,
it
my
is.
God. You should have brought the horse head.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know you were dressing up for it.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, the eyes are so blue.
They're so blue. It's crazy.
My eyes are actually right here if you can see them.
Oh.
Okay, I'll get rid of that for now. Yeah. I got two of them.
Oh, you're messy hair now? Okay, so we're going. Everyone hears and all that. Hopefully we're all good. So the whole reason we did this, I probably talked to Kyle. So this is Kyle, Boosted Lifestyle, obviously, YouTube, superstar. And I don't even know, we were I don't even know how we started talking on Instagram, feels like almost a year ago or something like that.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how it was either.
I think he slid into my DM. That seems.
I might have.
He DM'd you a dick pic.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was the hair, I think. I didn't even know you did YouTube. I was like, look at this dude.
So, anyways, we go back and forth. We talk YouTube all the time, and he's in Fort Mac, so it's a couple provinces over and stuff, and kind of more late model stuff, turbos, LS, and all that stuff, which is awesome. Totally different from me. But then we were talking, it was probably around Christmas. I was like, oh man, I want to start doing this live stream thing or whatever, this and that. And he was the first one to be like, I'm in, let's do it. And then it took us 6 months.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. You know what? You can put a car together in a week, but whenever it comes to manifesting plans, we're very slow.
I'm so bad for that too. I can't I don't go to the doctor or anything because I don't like making appointments. I'm I can't commit to anything. So, I can't put any time away.
Well, yeah, maybe Jai actually told me after. Anyways, so we talk. I don't know. It feels like almost every day. But so Kyle's killing it on YouTube. This last, I guess it was right around Christmas, when you're doing all those 8 turbo Mustang, just bazillions of views and stuff like that.
Well, it seems like I do it every winter. So when we don't do shit during the winter because we got to put all the products away, I'm just I'm bored. What do I do in Canada? And then I just I somehow come up with this idea where we're just going to put turbos on everything again. And it kind of worked, but it kind of didn't.
Jai is claiming he's made his mark, that he is why.
Jai's a matchmaker. But so anyways, so when I first kind of started on watching your channel a lot was when you had that blue Mustang. And you just worked on it, whatever it is, had it out twice, and then KO'd it in the wall.
And then crashed it into the wall, yeah.
That was tough time. So I guess that was what? That was in middle of summer last year, eh? Because then
middle of summer last year is when I finished it. I believe I picked that car up 2 years ago. It takes me 2 years to finish a project.
Yeah. But so anyways, that's when I kind of found out. So you had this Turbo Mustang, and that thing is fast, eh? Well, it was fast, I guess.
It was fast-ish in comparison. It was probably 750 horsepower or something like that.
But it was stupid, right? Because it was no cage, no nothing, right?
No cage, no anything, yeah. And you know what's funny is the day I crashed it, we unhooked the airbag the day before to do a wheel alignment on the steering wheel. So, yeah. I don't know if it was good or bad. If I would have hit the wall and the airbag would have went off, I would have just smoked my face in the airbag.
So that thing, it was just regular lap belts or whatever, shoulder belts and stuff, or what?
Come on. You do work on old cars, don't you? Lap belts.
Man, I'm not going to lie. Danny's cars even have seat belts.
Nope.
What year is it?
57. Seat belts weren't a thing till 66 or something like that.
Yeah, so her Beetle, 57 Beetle, doesn't have seat belts in it either.
It's kind of cool, right?
That's my favorite. I love not having seat belts.
How do you make that thing come up? That's so cool.
So yeah, so anyways, anybody here, if you want, oh god, Peg's here, but Kyle, if you have any questions for him or whatever, put in the chat, we'll ask. So
TH Man wants to know how Alien Trash Kitty's pony's coming along.
I'm so Miles of Mayhem, is on 6 weeks from now.
Yeah.
That car doesn't have a rear end in it. It doesn't have a motor in it. It doesn't have wiring in it. And somehow we've got to take it on Miles of Mayhem, and it has to be reliable.
How hard can it be, though? It's a Mustang and LS, isn't that
yeah. Everyone says it's $500 at a weekend to LS swap something.
Well, how different are they from your style Mustang, a Fox body, to the whatever that is? SN?
It's literally the exact same chassis.
Really, eh?
So from 1980, I don't know when they started the Fox body, 83 maybe, all the way up to 2004, every bit of suspension will bolt from one to the other, and it's been through like 4 generations of chassis.
Seriously? Like the wheelbase and everything's the exact same?
It's a little bit wider. Like the rear ends are a little bit wider, like 1.5 inches throughout the years because the body got wider.
Oh yeah.
But it'll all bolt on. Like it's all 488 stuff. Even the front spindles and all that shit it's all the same stuff.
But you're putting like a full like tubular like front end in that thing, right?
The K member. So I don't know, like on chassis cars like yours, the K members are usually just welded in.
Yeah.
These things are bolted in, so it's just like a big unit that you can bolt in and out.
Well, then what are you doing for control arms? Using all the factory stuff, or are you going to go tubular fancy things?
Yeah, actually, Team Z hooked up with us, and they sent us control arms and a subframe. Has Boosted done a Fairmont? I mean, isn't the Fox body basically a Fairmont?
Well, I thought that's why everyone started doing those Fairmonts, is because Mustangs became expensive, and then the Fairmonts...
It's the same chassis, isn't it?
They're expensive now.
Yeah. I think Matt Happel made them expensive. Like slot mechanics.
He really ruined it for you guys, eh?
But isn't that the same thing with like Mercury and stuff? Like that's all the same.
Yeah.
Same junk.
All this Capris and whatnot. I'm not really like anything from like 75 and up. I don't know much about unless it's like a Chevy truck, you know.
It's the same way. I don't know anything from 75 and below.
That's why there's never like
you guys balance each other.
Yeah. We'd make a good team.
Oh, Unity Motorsports. That guy's wicked. He's like carburetor expert. You can watch his channel, Kyle.
Who is it?
That Unity Motorsports. He knows.
Oh, okay. He's carburetor. Like literally, the only thing I know about carbs is you're not supposed to eat them after 9.
I love that video when you brought that Gina's car home and it wouldn't run for shit. You couldn't figure it out. It's just like you're trying to like hit the carburetor, like 2-foot drive it the whole way. I'm like, man, just call me. Like a half screwdriver. It would have like at least made her home, you know?
Yeah, it would have started idling.
Yeah.
We got it to idle afterwards, but I think like it was pinging because there was so much timing in the car.
That thing is crazy, like how nice a shape it's in, eh?
Yeah. That motor's still there. I plan on bringing it to you so you can take it.
Oh, you're so nice.
I don't want it.
Everybody has all this. I can't even keep up with like highlighting the comments about how much knowledge everybody has right now.
We're big dum-dums. I go to the internet for a lot of things.
Yeah. I just stick to the old stuff because it's the same and I understand it. How do you guys keep going to the new things and all like your clickety-clacking on your computer and stuff like that? I got like a lot of respect for that.
Well, to be honest, I don't know 100% about that stuff either. Holly makes it really easy where you just drive around and it starts adjusting all the fuels for you.
Aw, Jay, thanks, man. Did it snow in Saskatchewan, Jay, recently? I thought, where was that? Alberta, yeah.
Yeah, we got Edmonton got hit with a bunch of snow. It was like an inch of snow like last week.
That's crazy, man.
Isn't it supposed to go like April showers bring May flowers? Not May snow brings June hose.
It's awesome. Little frost. It's no big deal. So now I'm not gonna lie. Like early in your channel, when you were in the Supras and stuff, I wasn't watching you or whatever. I went back and watched some of them. It was cool, and you sold all that stuff. And then, so when you got that Civic, why did you decide to put 4 turbos on it? What in your brain decided to do it? Was you just like, this is what's happening?
Well, to be honest, I seen that Life OD had did it first, which was another like bigger YouTube channel. They used to be Haggard Garage.
Okay.
But instead of using like aluminum piping for the turbos to go into, they used PVC piping and duct tape. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I could do this a lot better and like, make it successful. So they ended up making like 1 pound of boost. And then when I put mine on the dyno, it made like 20 pounds of boost. So
so you got a pile of views out of that, eh?
Yeah, that one actually did, I think, slightly better than the A-turbo one.
That's crazy. And then, so you got that all together and same thing, you did that like, was it exactly like a year ago from the 8-turbo or was it 2 years ago?
From the end of the Civic one to the beginning of the 8-turbo one was probably like 9 months away, I think.
Holy man.
Yeah, and like it's weird. Well, the YouTube algorithm's like gone whack. I know you probably noticed it lately too, because I noticed you were like up around like 30, 40,000 every time you posted something, and now it's like 20, 30, which is like, I don't know how closely you follow it, but I kind of know these things.
I stopped following it. I mean, I feel so better.
It's the death of you. Yeah, I know.
I'm telling you, I hate to cut you off here, but so I was listening to Joe Rogan like podcast all the time.
Yeah.
And he does this thing. He always just when he does like a Instagram post or whatever, he's like post and ghost. I'm telling you, man, if you can do it and just post it and like walk away for 12 hours, there's nothing worse than like you go back after an hour and it's like your 7th or 8th out of 10th video and you're like, oh.
Dude, that's the death of me. Ever since they introduced like the 1 through 10, I'm like, oh my Virginia, my video's at 9 out of 10. I gotta like I gotta go change the thumbnail or I gotta go change the title or something.
If there was a way to delete that from the app, I would. I feel like
me
it's
too.
so bad for my mental health. I'm just like, man, I don't care. And then I had another guy. He told me, it was another little bit of good advice. Because I was like, saying like, oh man, like what's going on? Like I'm doing the same thing. Videos are doing this, and you get all frustrated. And the comments are all positive. You're getting likes. Like you don't know what it is, And he says, as long as you can't buy every one of your followers McDonald's, I think you're doing pretty good. He said, or something like that. So he's like, I don't care if you had 50 views. Could you afford to pay 50 McDonald's bills? I'm like, no. So then be happy. I'm like, what?
And I thought about it like, how many people can you fit in a stadium? Like 5,000-10,000 in most stadiums.
Yeah.
And you get 10,000 views on a video, and you're like, I could fill a damn stadium right now.
Yeah. Well, just today I was looking at the analytics apps, which I very rarely do. And when I said 11 million views we have total or something like that in like the 2 years, and you're like, it's kind of creepy.
I think I'm the same, actually. I think I'm like right around 11 million.
But like, so 11 million people sat down and watched you and me work on our shitty cars in our garage in Canada.
Well, it might be the same idiot, like, I don't know, 500,000 times too.
Yeah. A bunch of people are talking about how clean you look today.
Yeah, I noticed you pulling that up, actually.
I was looking for my Boosted Lifestyle hat and I couldn't find it.
It's on the floor because Frankie was playing with it.
Oh,
thanks, Keith. I actually have to hang my banner up in the new garage. I meant to hang it up for a while. Remember that big banner I bought?
Yeah.
The carbureted man in the fuel-injected world?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. That was good. We should bring that back. Is that still in the store?
Yeah, it's still in the store.
I want one. I don't have a stupid Pegs banner.
So that car behind you, you're going to, like, make people mad with it, or?
So this stupid car behind me. So this is, like, 74 Challenger with that racy 440 in it.
Yeah.
And it was, like, the death of me last year. I couldn't get it running and all that. And so I finally got it going. It turns out, I think it had a bunk MSD box in it. So like this one was like,
you know what's funny is that like
running and you'd like flick the ignition, you know what I mean? Like get it rolling and click the ignition. And the second you click the ignition, it would literally suck all the power out of the car. It would like, the fuel pump would just stop going. So it must have like a dead short in it or something. But I was screwing around. So I just put a factory ignition on it and got it running. But this car is basically your fault. So
that's my fault.
Miles of Mayhem. So like you've been talking about like crazy. I got a couple buddies going. I'm probably going to tag along with one of them as the passenger. So everyone's just talking race cars all the time. I'm like, hey, I have a race car. Why don't you bring it home? And like do nothing with it.
Well, that's your 3/4 cam car. But it's funny that like the only electrical thing on that car is what failed you.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I hate electric fuel pumps and it has one, but so I'm like, okay. And an electronic MSD. And I'm like, oh, this is stupid.
Is it like a high pressure fuel pump or just like a low?
No, just low pressure stuff. Yeah. Well, like 7 pounds. I mean, we're up there, But...
Yeah, but it doesn't have like that stupid lobe on the engine or whatever.
No. Yeah. No, it's thinking that. Well, it has it, but it's all blocked off and stuff.
Okay.
This thing was cool. So it has the electronic fuel pump. It has the electronic the MSD, and then it had an electronic water pump. But what it was like a little motor with a belt to the like to a mechanical water pump, just to spin it.
Yeah.
Cool. It actually had a mechanically driven tach, so it had a big cable running from the distributor, like up around the motor through the hood, and it was on like bolted to the hood, like like an old school, like on your bike, you'd have like a speedometer on it. It had like one of those.
Yes.
It was so cool.
So like a speedo cable, basically.
Yeah.
Are you going to Street Wheelers in Lethbridge still?
I don't even know what Street Wheelers is. Was I supposed to go? When is it?
Apparently, according to Blainer, and Blainer never lies.
I guess am I invited?
You're always invited. You're boosted lifestyle, man.
We're like in lockdown here in Alberta still. Like no racetracks are open.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's everywhere.
Yeah. Statho Dad, I know nothing of what's happening right now. I'm just here to click the buttons.
You're doing a good job, though. This is super cool. What program is this even?
StreamYard, it's called.
And you can like pick the comments too. That's badass.
Mario! Okay, I meant to post your picture, Mario, of you and Dr. Danielle with your DD Speed Shop at Disneyland. That was so fun.
I got a Robin
Unity,
cup.
those tack drive stickers are kind of rare. Yeah, you want it? I'll send it out to you, man. I have zero use. I was going to smash it. I'm so mad at it. It looks cool, but I couldn't figure it out. Maybe Uncle Tony needs it or something.
It's a lot to do burnouts.
Oh, man, we were laying down the burnouts today.
Yeah, you got like we need to find like what you got. Like they have this like truck pullout on his like almost all the videos lately. You're just doing burnouts with your like hood rat buddies.
I mean, technically, we're probably not allowed to be there, but I mean,
so
we're out of the way and
doing burnouts on the street. Like,
well, we brought like today we brought like a leaf blower and push broom and like a tiger torch and like this stuff.
I saw Tokyo heating up this stuff.
Yeah, like lighting the stuff on fire. Oh, there's Tokyo now.
That G body of Tokyo's cracks me up. Like,
oh my god, it's such a scumbag car, and like the fact how fast it is, like it'll destroy my Hellcat in a race.
Those like 17-inch torque thrusts or whatever they're on it. Like,
yeah,
it's so ridiculous.
He's actually got a set of 16-inch ones too that he can bolt on that have like drag radials on them.
Does that thing still have the GM rear end in it or what?
It's actually got a Ford rear end in it.
Oh, does it?
They make a little kit that you can just bolt the Ford rear end in it.
Like an 8.8 or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So basically everything that I've built is like LS, Turbo 400, Ford 8.8.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Kevin.
Yeah, well, but the problem is like that just works, right?
Yeah, and you don't break it. That, like the idea behind everything that we built was to go the fastest as we can for the cheapest amount of money we can go.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Do what?
I should have got like a 440, 340, 3/4 cam,
yeah.
wheelie a pop can.
Yeah, like be losing your mind. Like I feel bad for Danny the last like 2-3 nights. I was so mad.
Oh, we almost broke up.
Oh man. So I get this thing. So I was like, I've gone through everything, and I'm like, this MSD box, like I don't know what it is. It's a computer, right? So I've done everything except for that's all that's left. And you know how when you're working on a car, and like you can't diagnose it, but there's like this is all that's really left type thing.
Yeah.
So that's where I was at. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, screw it. So I order a distributor and an electronic ignition box, like factory stuff for a 440 off Amazon. I'm like, okay, great, order it. Slap it in. It won't go. Still not going. I got no spark. And I'm like, well, how is this possible, eh?
Yeah, Keith, it did almost become D Speed Shop.
Yeah.
It was close there.
So I'm struggling. I'm like, what is going on with this? So I'm mad. And I started to take it all apart. Well, I'm spinning the distributor, and it's kind of feels like it's like interfering and all that. I'm like, okay. So I put an ad on Facebook. A guy's like, yeah, I got a Mopar distributor, whatever, right here. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go down and buy it. So now I'm on like my third distributor, put it in, has spark. So it made me so mad because a brand new part from Amazon wasn't working.
You're telling me Amazon Park didn't work?
I mean, it was Chinese junk, I guess, right? It was, but anyways, so I feel bad for Danny. So I came home from work. I got my little part. I'm like, woo, it's going to run tonight. I'm in the garage till like midnight, thinking I'm the biggest idiot in the world, but I had some sort of bunk part or whatever. I literally unplugged the box and put another one in, and it just started. So like all the wiring, everything was good. It was just a bad part.
And it's almost bad that happens.
It was poor.
I didn't handle it well. I'm not gonna lie.
Like I love when you like put something on, and then you like plug it in and you go to test it, and then it doesn't work, and then you like look at it some more and you test it again and it works, and you don't know what you did to make it work.
Yeah,
but it just works now.
Junk in the box. Yeah, that's a good box. Well, that Mustang you had, like
Hi, Chris.
That thing was cool. Eh? So that was a race car for like how long before like the gray one you got or whatever?
That one actually came from the States somewhere. Someone had built it in the States.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my friend had bought it, and then he took his motor out of it because it was like a small block Ford, but it was like 440 cubic inches with a big turbo on it. And he sold it to somebody in Rimby, which is like 8 hours south of us.
Yeah.
And after I crashed my car, it was still sitting there and he didn't do anything with it. And I was like, I'll buy that car because it's ready for a motor and transmission, and we can drop it in and go racing before the end of the year.
Cars do heal themselves.
Yeah,
sometimes.
you literally said that on Sunday when we were running around or whatever, and all of a sudden the satellite was making a weird noise, and you just like when it did a huge rev and then it was fixed.
Yeah, well, it's carburetor.
Yeah, you clean the intake valves off.
Sometimes you need to wire up the throttle pull and it just fixes itself, right?
Yeah. You just had to like drain the old fuel out of the refluculator and then
I
like them that just doesn't even try.
I like that everyone has said that you would die of malnutrition if we broke up. You need Kyle to give you some engine cooking lessons. Or was it out of the exhaust, right? Where
it was out of the the eggs on the yeah.
That was ridiculous.
It didn't taste very good though.
So funny.
There was probably a better way to do that than weld a pan to the exhaust.
Or maybe that was the perfect way to do it.
But because all the exhausts are pointing up, like it was covering like 4 of them, and then the other 4 were like shooting out raw fuel, and it would just like bounce back into the pan.
Oh, that's good, man.
It didn't taste very good. I think I got a headache after.
Well, you gotta do it for the gram, though, right?
Yeah, I do it just to be stupid sometimes.
Really? I didn't put that one together.
You know, be like a really good idea is if like when you're done with a car and you're like, hey, I don't like this car anymore, then like I should get it.
Well, so what I wanted to talk about, and we might as well do it today, but so I built like Danny's car is that Blue 57 2-door. I put the 6-liter LS in it with the Terminator X or whatever.
Yeah,
it's got turbo 350 and all that. I love that car. Like I feel like I'm not an LS guy, but it just works. And it's got like just whatever LS out of a 6-liter out of a Escalade or whatever with a set of headers, and it just works. You know,
works fine, right?
Yeah. Oh God, is it good? So, anyways, I have another.
Wait, what was that? Fuel injection works really good.
Yeah, it works great, man. I can't believe we didn't get to it sooner. But yeah, we'll see. Glutton's hit right there. So I got this 57 Chevy, which I'm going to 2-door it. I have another 6-liter out of an Escalade, and I think I want to put turbo on it.
Ooh.
So, I don't know. You might have to come down there and get a little boost of lifestyle love. Come down for 2 or 3 days, and we'll just pipe nonstop.
We'll meet up at Tokyo's house.
Yeah? Is that the key?
The only time I've ever spelt more rubber than like out of the scales is at Tokyo's house after a party with the boys.
Man, Tokyo. So he showed me like pictures of like his house. It's like art everywhere, and like skateboards, and like it is not what I would expect.
Really?
Tokyo.
Yeah, it's not what I expect from Tokyo at all. But he's all about what's it when catfishing? He's all about catfishing women to get in his hot tub.
Good for him.
I thought you were about to be like, he's all about local art and supporting local.
No.
Actually, I thought you were going to go with that. I was wrong. I will not be going to Tokyo's.
We're going to Tokyo's, I tell you.
Actually, Virginia wants to do like a hot tub stream because that's like all the rage on Twitch right now is like the hot tub streams.
You're in the hot tub playing video games?
Not really, just in the hot tub doing hot tub stuff. Yeah.
Hey, whatever gets the views, man. I'm all for it.
Did Dan say turbo? Yeah, he did.
Well, I have a guy. So there's this guy in Norway. He's a little far away, but he has his own turbo company and all. And he's told me he'd sponsor me for like pennies on the dollar.
He could probably do that.
So the other thing with Kyle, so I mean, if you watch his videos, you already know, but he's involved in a couple of different Trundor turbos and. Allie Allie's into British cars.
Yeah.
So you can help her out.
And what's an MGA though? I'm kind of confused.
Businesses left and right, like doing whatever he's got going on. So
you know what, Tokyo? I actually have no friends. I'm a loner. I have no friends, and they all have great relationships with their parentals.
We'll help you out, Tokyo. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so that's so you guys, you and Virginia both signed up for Miles of Mayhem. You paid your $450, so you're in.
It was like how much money?
Wasn't it $450 a head?
I think it was 5 something.
Oh, I didn't pay. So
yeah,
I'm just going along for the ride.
The day it opened, I was like, "Here's my credit card, 2 spots, please."
Oh man, I hope that happens. Like, hopefully, like the world's kind of shitty right now, but like 6 weeks from now, we'll be like, you know, in like the lull of it being like just nothing.
Just like, yeah, maybe race car guys can do their thing, and then everyone else.
Well, I would really appreciate it, because man.
Well, I think it'd just be a cool like bonding experience between everyone. It's not like a competitive thing. It's more like a we're all doing this together kind of thing.
Oh, I wanted to beat you.
Oh,
just so we're clear.
okay.
And, like, if you're
I should take my pedal bike, or
I'll like watch you struggle for a bit,
yeah,
and then I'll help in the end.
Well,
Plan with the dad jokes.
made before MGB and MGC and MGD.
Kevin, man, thank you so much. Hopefully we'll get to go cruise tomorrow. It was like
It's raining like crazy.
It rained so hard. Yesterday was Frankie's first thunderstorm.
Oh man, it was bad news.
She did okay. She didn't bark, but she snuggled up pretty hard to old Dan.
Yeah. She wasn't a fan of the rain. Well, whatever.
We haven't got rain here in a long time, it seems.
Twin Murbo.
So you're now building a forged fancy motor for your Mustang.
I didn't build it.
But
I paid someone else to build it, so I didn't mess it up.
So I guess I'm behind. There's so much going on. But so you took apart two motors for V's car, right? And are you actually going to use either of those, or are you going to use your motor from your car that's being replaced with the fancy motor?
No, that motor's just going to go on a stand, and V's going to start building her motor probably Monday. Because she still wants to build it. She wants to do like everything herself in that engine.
That's awesome, man. She's just giving her.
Yeah. Well, she used to be a millwright, like a journeyman millwright.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Before she quit. So she's used to like, yeah. So she's used to tools.
She just
cucumber dreams.
Today. She'll just like whatever. Then she's like, "Okay, I'm going out." And she hops in the Hellcat and just motors off or whatever. And
yeah, I know.
With the Vespa. Oh.
Actually, I got to put my insurance back on that scooter. That scooter is so deadly, and you don't need like a bike license to drive it.
And let's face it, you look cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I miss my scoot. I'm sad it got stolen.
Yeah, that's where she goes sometimes.
So shit just gets stolen sometimes.
Well, we live in a pretty rough area. It got stolen right out of the driveway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? It's the way she goes sometimes.
Rig it with explosives.
Mur probably does have a little bit of a mullet right now because we can't get our haircuts.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about getting a mullet too because my hair is like super long. And I'm like, Virginia, if you're going to shave it, you might as well make it into a mullet. And then I'll grow just like the mustache. So I'll have the mustache and the mullet. How do you feel about that?
That's a look, man.
It's a good look, right? Well, my hair, it actually grows sideways. So it's sweaty now because I just walked up a hill from the river. But if it was dry, it'd be like sticking out like an afro. Like when I was a kid, my mom would shave my hair and then let it grow out. But then when it would grow out, it would look like a mushroom on its own. It was not a good look.
And so Kyle, I love it. So he's from Newfoundland, right?
Ish.
Ish? What do you mean ish?
I was born in Ontario, but I did a lot of growing up years in Newfoundland.
I love that. I love people that are Newfoundland people.
The mower. People are already requesting for the mower to make a comeback this summer.
Well, I mean, literally go to Boosted Lifestyle because there's not one thing I don't think he will turbo or whatever, or won't turbo, I should say. Like,
did you make the scoot stolen?
No.
Did you do that?
I didn't hate that thing, did I?
I don't know.
Did you?
I recall you pushed it into the fence, it fell over, and you just left it there. And then it was gone for like a while, and I was like, "Did you move your scooter?" And you're like, "No." It was like months later before you knew it was stolen.
It was like 6 months before I realized it was gone.
It wasn't like you were driving every day; it just wasn't there one day. It was just like, "Oh yeah, what happened to that?" You know, like it's like when you can't find your sunglasses.
Okay, wait. Did you say something about a lawnmower?
Okay, so I forgot how. Oh, here. So a while ago.
Well, last summer.
So like I love hood scoops, right? Like everything is a hood scoop that I own, and people give me a hard time because I think hood scoops are stupid. Like flat hood life, right? Like whatever. All these
hood scoops are the best.
So I love hood scoops. So last year, for like a joke or whatever in the live stream or on a thumbnail or something like that, I just took I was mowing the grass. It was in the summertime last year, and I had like a set of like race slicks, and I had like a hood scoop or whatever. So I just put like
I think I remember this.
Put some like slicks on the side, put a hood scoop on it. And people have like just love it for some stupid reason. Like they want me like hot rod a lawnmower.
Well, funny thing you say this is I have 2 Craftsman like old lawnmowers beside my garage, and I've been trying to figure out how to fuel inject like a smaller motor so I can put a turbo on that as well. Like I put a small motor in it.
Setup?
Pardon?
Can't you just do like a blow-through setup? Like just put a turbo on, just jam it right through?
I think you have to do suck-through setups. Like you have to put the carb before the turbo, so it pulls more air through the carb. I think.
Flat Earth people like flat hoods. I don't think we have one flat hood car. Like it's crazy.
My car has a flat hood.
Well, it's got little torpedoes in it.
Yes.
But I have like a 660 Raptor engine that I wanted to put in the lawnmower, and then like build a cool exhaust out the side, like bullhorns.
Man, I don't know how your brain works. I don't even think it would make sense. I picture you like sitting on the couch or whatever, and you're like watching TV with like B and stuff like that, and she's just thinking you're into what she's saying, and you're just not even paying attention. You're just thinking about turbos.
It's true. I could dead ass look her straight in the eyes and not hear a word she's saying.
That's so good, man. Oh,
it's not my fault. It's just the way I'm wired. Like genetically, I'm like, if I'm not into it, I have a hard time listening to it.
You're broken.
Yeah.
What? So you got that going on. What else? So you're also building that little cart thing or whatever, eh? What's up with that? Like it's all just pushed around, like.
Well, I built this chassis, and I was like, I feel like it's too big now, and I want to make it smaller.
Oh yeah.
So I want to build another one smaller, but I have the CBR 1000 engine for it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what I would do it now, but because Miles Mayhem and we have 2 race cars going in now. And then the backup plan is to take the Hellcat if one doesn't work.
Have you ever, how big's your garage you're working in? Like, it's decent size, eh?
Yeah, it's like 24 by 25.
Well, that's good size.
But I don't have a driveway.
Yeah, but you got 2 cars jammed in there, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, like your other place, how far away is it from you? Like where your storage garage is?
Like 15 minutes, I would think.
Well, have you ever thought like just renting like a storage unit and having each car in each garage, and you can just wrench on that way, or what?
Well, like the price of like a shop space and everything up here is like super ridiculous.
Yeah.
For like 2,000 feet up here is like $4,500 a month.
Oh, thanks, Keith. 4,500.
Yeah.
Keith, thank you so much.
Yeah, Keith, thanks. We're getting pizza later. He's shipping me some.
We're doing a little virtual pizza. Yeah,
yeah. Actually, I got some pizza upstairs, so if you get pizza, I can have pizza at the same time.
No,
It'd be like we're having a pizza party.
We're not that fancy. Upstairs? Well, you're really 2 floors, living the
Dude, we have 3 floors, man, but our house is jammed next to another house, so.
Well, your place is so weird, eh? Like it looks like there's a bunch of houses, but at the end there's just nothingness on the videos. Like
yeah, because there's a hill on one end, and then that goes down to a river. So we're like beside a river somewhere.
And you actually play in the river or what?
No, like you can't even see through the water. It's dirty.
Oh.
So if you catch fish in there, you don't want to eat them because there's stuff inside the fish.
They're like Simpsons three-eye fish.
Yeah. Well, actually, like long before this was like an oil sands town, it was actually like a pass through for radioactive material. So there's a bunch of like buried uranium around here.
Seriously?
Yeah.
and like housing all lots of fortune. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm basically on a gold mine of uranium.
Hello, Miranda and family. Ellie and oh shoot, what's Dad's name? I want to say Frank. I feel like I'm wrong though. But hi, Miranda family.
Danny and her memory. Starter kits, hair and sandals. I should sell starter kits.
Someone said you should make wigs.
Yeah.
That's $1 million idea right there.
I would buy your hair.
They feel like it's creepy, like people want to wear your hair.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not wrong. That is definitely, it's very much Red River style, what Kyle was saying for sure.
Yeah.
Just like cut off a few inches and then like put it on eBay.
No!
Chicky nuggies for Danny.
All of a sudden, maybe a couple of your broken friends will get a phone number now.
Yeah! Expect a phone call later.
I expected nothing less than 6'9" from Tokyo.
So how long have you known Tokyo for? So I guess anyone doesn't know, like Tokyo's Kyle's kind of good buddy or whatever.
Gary.
Yeah.
I knew it was an old
He's
school.
my
name.
right hand man. Funny story. Like we have this like Fort McMurray Drivers Club group kind of deal.
Yeah.
And Tokyo and I just started like chatting because he had like an SRT4 Neon.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I would just be like, "Hey, you should upgrade this," and then he would like go break it, and then he would like go to work, and I would just go in his garage and start fixing stuff on his car. So he would like come home from work. I wouldn't tell him I was there, and then he would just like come home and find me in his garage. Like I'd have the transmission out of his car or something, fixing it.
That's a little creepy.
Yeah, I'm definitely like a little weird, but I didn't like. Yeah, I would just be in his garage, like, and then we just started getting closer, and then he was like, he would come up and he would just kiss me on the cheek sometimes,
Rub your back, tell you a bedtime story, tuck you in.
Yeah.
Dab Life, he's a SRT4 caliber kind of guy. I didn't see that coming. I'm not gonna lie.
You
I actually like
Dad
those.
Life is a man of just a lot of mystery, and
So why did you guys go from like 4-cylinder and like Supra stuff into
oh
like?
my gosh, Kevin, thanks for hanging out, man.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
We've appreciated having you here, bud.
Into like LS like turbo stuff.
You have the key to my garage, Kyle. The problem was when you start getting around like 400 horsepower in a 4-cylinder car, it doesn't like it anymore. And you start breaking stuff too often. And then we realized that in the LS stuff, you could just go like you could buy an old truck motor, gap the rings in it, throw a camshaft in it, and you can make like 800 horsepower and not break anything. So we just grew up basically, whereas you just started with like all the cool V8s.
Well, they sound cool.
They do sound cool.
That was the only reason. Like honestly, like I don't know. I just feel like anything from like the mid 50s to like early 70s just looks cool. There hasn't been a car I've wanted since then until the Hellcat came out. And I talk about a Hellcat, I'm gonna say once a week. Like I will own one. Like it'll be 30 years old eventually, right?
Yeah, I keep saying I'm gonna own an R8, so like
just do it.
Yeah.
Like those weren't they down? Are they going back up in value now or what?
The R8s?
Yeah.
I think everything's going up because there's like a computer shortage.
Oh really?
Yeah. So manufacturers are having a hard time getting computers.
That doesn't affect me.
Yeah, no, you got
There's no carburetors. I don't think they're having trouble drilling holes in jets. I don't think so.
All the cooler cars, like the older ones, were all from like the big horsepower races that the big three were having.
The only thing that's like crappy, I have like I got my 71 Nova. It's like 350, 4-speed, 12-bolt SS, like all like it was like a hot rod, 1971. And like a brand new like Caravan has like 350 horsepower and traction would like blow my doors completely off, and I'm like, oh.
yeah. It's definitely hard to compete with like the new technology now where you could just buy a Hellcat with 700 horsepower in it.
Yeah, like nothing I have is fast, like at all. Like it'll do good burnouts and stuff like that and sounds cool and kind of looks the part, but like going fast you're into is like
in its time period it was fast.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, compared to like a straight 6 junker or whatever.
Keith, that is so exciting. You've been such like a great and loving supporter of us, and I'm so excited that you're doing that.
All right, send us the link, man.
Yeah, drop the name, homie.
Because that's super exciting, man. I know you've talked about that a couple of times in the past. So, woohoo!
That's like, you can really. That's like the cool part about YouTube is like all the people you've met and like kind of kicking people in the ass, and then like they get stuff going and all that stuff, right? Like,
Mur, if you're in the chat, can you please update everyone on your OnlyFans page? You know what Mur did yesterday? Do you guys want to know my pet peeve with Mur?
So it's a good story. So I had to get I picked up a part. So I went to the parts store to actually get the electronic ignition there. So I popped in real quick, and as a joke, I'm getting out of the truck. I asked Danny like, "Oh, you want anything while I'm in there?" And she says,
"I'd like a quart of oil."
You said a quart of oil.
No, I said a quart. Whatever.
So I'm going, what's a quart? Like as a joke, eh? And she goes like like whatever and stuff. So I go, a quizzle? And she goes, what? I look like a quizzle of oil? She goes, yeah, I guess so. So anyways, we leave. I go get my stuff, come back out. And then she's all like, it's not really a quizzle, eh? Like a leader type thing. I'm like, yeah, I know it is. So anyways, we start driving away. So she whips out her phone and she calls my old man. My old man was a power mechanics teacher and like full-on mechanic his whole life, eh? So he goes, hello.
But there was also a little more back and forth before that. I'm like, well, no, it would go like an ounce, a quarter. Like I was doing all of the things in my head, being like, there's no quizzle. But you were saying it with such conviction.
Yeah. So I have her convinced. So she calls my old man and goes, Mur, is there such thing as a quizzle of oil? And he goes, of course there is, without missing a beat. So she was totally bought it. I'm like, yeah, it's like a quizzle is the same as a leader. He's like, yeah, exactly. So it was pretty good.
But then the best part of that is, so then they're on my phone and I have to run into a different store because we can only have one person in the household at a store at a time. So I'm walking away and they're on the phone together still talking, and I turn around and I look at him
laughing.
And he starts laughing, and I run back to the car and I whip the door open and I go, it's not a quizzle, is it? But Mur's still on the phone and they're both like, yeah, it's a quizzle. So then I go do my shopping, I come back and I'm just glaring at him. I'm like, is it a quizzle?
You had to Google it.
And then I finally Googled it.
What did it come up with? Quizzle of oil. And they're like, do you mean quart? Liter of cola.
Yeah, everything being all American, eh?
That's a good movie.
Yeah, where's Trash Kitty, Kyle? I threw out the invitation.
I know. She would have came, but she's still down at the river with the kids, like trying to fish.
Trying to finish having a good time without us.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying trying to fish because obviously we weren't going to catch anything. The only way I know how to fish is with worms, and we didn't have worms. So
what's that? You had worms?
No, we didn't have worms.
You just had hooks?
Well, hooks and like the little stupid things that come with them at Walmart. So
you're hoping for the stupid fish?
Yeah.
Just the real dumb ones that want to play for no reason.
What are we taking out tomorrow if it doesn't rain?
You can come take my Hellcat.
Your car, because I robbed all the parts up the satellite to make this work.
Oh. Yeah, I'm drinking a quizzle of beer. Actually, speaking of that, I feel like I need another quizzle of beer.
Tough times.
So, what's the Mopar car that you have that everyone's all like, hey, it's not a Mopar, and then the Plymouth?
So, what I always do, so like I have the Plymouth Satellite, and then this is like a Dodge Challenger.
Yeah.
And for me, I've always
Bye,
just...
Arthur!
Later, buddy. I've always just said Dodge. You know, like it's a Dodge, right? It's a Dodge.
Yeah.
Dodge. And people lose their minds when you call it's
a Plymouth a Dodge.
It's like someone saying like a Cavalier or a Sunfire. Like, does it like? Would you be really offended if somebody, or like, you know, like the SRT4 is it's a neon? Like, no, it's an SRT4. You know, like they get so mad about it, and I just think it's hilarious. And people take it so seriously. They ask you. So I got like a 55 Chevy. They're like, how's your 55 Oldsmobile? I'm like, good one, man. Like, you got me.
Ooh, burn. Yeah.
Can I have some iced tea?
Yeah.
Well, that worked out pretty good. You want anything, Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle, can I get you anything?
Some pizza?
Pizza? Oh, I can't click on anything here, so we're just going to have to kind of wing it.
Did you just, like, she handed you that and then you lost all train of thought? Like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
I did something. I don't computer well. I'll just maybe leave it here. We'll just read any comments you want there and read them out loud, and we'll talk if you want.
Spray WD-40 on the fake worms? Does that work? Are they going to eat? Like, that's a dumb fish is eating WD-40.
WD-40 does fix a lot of problems, though, I found. In my experience, or whatever. So how did you get set up with Buddy and the Turbo Company?
Nick actually sponsored me in my build when he was first starting Black Sheep Industries.
How long ago was that?
Probably 2 years ago. Like, I had when I started turboing that Mustang, the blue one.
Yeah.
He sent me a wastegate for that, and it was like one of his first prototypes. And then we were working closely ever since, and I was like, shit, man, I can't like keep working at this job forever and like doing YouTube. I have to like figure something else out that's gonna like be awesome. And I like I love turbos and I love wastegates and all that stuff, like anything turbo related. I'm like, I want to be a part of that. So I messaged him one day. I was like, how do I get in this thing? I have this big following on YouTube now. I'll pay to get in. So then like we work something out where eventually I bought in like 10% of it.
Yeah. So when you're selling stuff, is a lot of stuff staying in Canada or does it go US or what?
A lot of it does stay local-ish, but then we're trying to branch out from there. Like we've had some companies like asked to get like dealer pricings and stuff on so they can stock it.
So is that the goal to like? Are you guys wanting to like sell it retail, or you want to like sell it to other people and they sell it like themselves? Or
I think
happens?
I think it's probably going to be a combination of both. So right now we're trying to work out a deal with like a biggest company. So hopefully if that goes through, yeah, the Walmart of turbos, Walmart of car parts, basically.
Oh, that'd be wicked.
Yeah,
man. Well, we'll talk about that after, Rever.
Yeah, I'll tell you more about it after because I'm not supposed to say much about it. But
that's awesome, man. I love how you're killing it. Like we were talking a little bit before we went kind of live here and stuff, and like that's like me and Danny have been talking lots about it now too. Like YouTube's been cool and all that, and you got to keep doing it, but like you got to do all these little other things to kind of like stay relevant and make like a buck here, a buck there, or whatever. Because
because
you grind, man.
You can't rely solely on ad revenue. It just doesn't work.
And it's so crazy, like doing YouTube and stuff. Like me and Ty, like I feel like I just vent to you some days or whatever. I'm like, man, and then just like paragraph. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But, it's like that's just the way she goes and stuff. But it's like, so Kyle works oil rigs, and you do like 6 days on, then like 6 days off type thing, and he does like long days. So you're gone like
15, 16 hours, yeah.
So he'll do that and then be back and then like sleep for like 4 and then like go in the garage to like try and put a video together. So like,
yeah, it's been a grind like that for like the last 5 years now.
Man, that's crazy. And then you have to, I would assume anyways, like now you're off for like a day or two. It's gotta be like you just want to like do nothing, eh? Like I would.
Well, I've been off since like yesterday. I didn't do much because I got off of night shift, so I got home at like 9 in the morning.
Yeah,
I took a nap until like noon, and then I just didn't feel like doing anything. So today's like we went out and did that stupid like. It's sometimes fun after you've done building something to go out and do burnouts in it. So that's what we decided to do today.
You really like that's like. I've always said the first miles on anything I build is a burnout mile.
Yeah.
It's like, if it's going to break, it might as well break right now. Like
right outside my garage.
Yeah. I hate how guys do that. Like they put it all together and like baby it or whatever. It's like, well, man, like beat the tar out of it. Cause like, if it's going to break, it might as well break right here. Well, all your tools are here and like the tow bill's real cheap, you know, like
even like a brand new car, you might as well break it while it's under warranty.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? So why, when you bought that Hellcat, we got off the Hellcat cause I got all jealous, but,
you can come drive it if you want.
Oh man, I'll see you in like 18 hours. But
yeah,
did you want one of those like for a while before you got it, or is it just like impulse thing, or what? Or is it just like big Alberta money?
I had a Mustang, and what did I do? I was like, okay, I had a Mustang. I went to the Dodge dealership because like one of my really close buddies owns the Dodge dealership.
Oh yeah.
And I sat in one and I was like, oh, dang, the rev limiter is like 5,900 RPM. I could never drive this because my Mustang revved out to like 7,500 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I could never own this. It doesn't rev high enough. So we went out and did like burnouts at the scales and then came back into town. And it was like 2:30, I think, in the evening.
Yeah.
And I was like, just give me the keys to that car. I'm going to go take it for a test drive, like the Hellcat. So he gave me the keys and I drove it. And I came back like, I don't know, 12 minutes later. And I was like, okay, I'm leaving here today with this car. So I traded my Mustang in and then I went home in that car. And Virginia's like, what the hell? I text her. I was like, how do you feel about me trading my car in and getting a Hellcat right now? She's like, you could do whatever you want. It's your money.
You idiot.
And now she's like adopted the car. So she loves the Hellcat. She takes it everywhere.
No one wants to own a Mustang.
Ooh, that looks like a nice G-body he's got in his picture there.
Man, so Matt here, he's got like that thing is ridiculous. Like alcohol, like magnetos and stuff on it. It's just like it's so crazy. It's not even fun. You know what I mean?
Oh, really? It looks like it's got like a big engine in it.
Cheers, Gary.
What? So that Hellcat, I really want to talk Hellcats for a while there. My favorite.
Are you trying to convince me to get you to get one?
What's that?
Are you trying to convince me to get you to get one?
No, I don't need convincing. So right now I'm gonna say once a week I talk about it because like Hellcats are like what? They're like 60 grand type thing for like a used one with some miles on them.
Yeah, I like 31,000 kilometers on mine. I paid 61 for it.
Yeah, so like I don't know if the market's gone up or down, but that's kind of what it was, like 60K. And I figure like so both the Dodge and the Plymouth are worth probably like 20-ish each if I sold them. So I'm like 2/3 there, you know, and I'm like, it'd be kind of cool, you know,
Yeah.
like just go ahead and have like a small car payment or whatever. So that's a pretty regular talk.
Papillon, that's exactly what Dan said. He said, I used one of your Harry Potter words. To which I replied, that's not a spell.
What?
Is it okay, Sally stays here?
You still didn't get it.
Where are you guys
together.
going? I'll drop it off.
Didn't.
V is right here. Look,
What's happening, V?
I can't hear anything though.
she can't hear anything because I got the headphones on though.
Mhm.
Hi.
He said, "What's up?"
Oh, we just came back from
Fishing.
fishing. I guess the kids are covered in mud. Cora and Ariana have it all over their faces.
Oh
Look at her.
my God!
It's a family street.
Swamp monster's here now.
Better come with a deed. Oh man, 60 grand, eh? Like that's real money. We don't
It
have
is, yeah.
Alberta money here.
Did you find your bag? All right. Sully's gonna stay here though.
Okay, I'm guessing he's gonna play games.
There's poo on
Oh,
Just real.
a cat pooed on the floor.
So that Hellcat though, like you can just daily drive like nothing, eh? It's no big deal.
Dude, it's like I keep saying it's the perfect daily driver, but my friend, he keeps getting mad at me. He says the Trackhawk is the perfect daily driver because you can drive it in the wintertime.
Well, that last video when you guys were just like blowing the tires off and it just like that thing was disturbing. But for me, it's 100% Challenger Hellcat.
Hellcat. Yeah, I know. Me too.
I don't even want the wide body or nothing. Because I don't want to go fast. I just want to blaze tires. Like that's just my style, right? Like.
And the supercharger noises are like, whew.
Yeah. Well, I remember when it first came out or whatever. There's some stat or whatever, and it was like it will empty the fuel tank in like 17 minutes at wide open throttle or something like that. I was like, that's a cool stat. Like
Yeah.
that. And like the fuel line is like 1/2-inch fuel line, just like these stupid things like that. I'm like, that's.
Do you ever watch the video on the Bugatti Veyron where they're all like, because the car does like 400 kilometers an hour or something. They're like, at this speed, you'll drain the fuel tank in 8 minutes, but that's okay. The tires the tires will explode in 12 minutes, but that's okay. You'll run out of fuel in 7.
I love those videos. Or like, you know that video where they have like the Top Fuel dragster, and it's like there's some model and like how much fuel goes through the thing.
Oh my God. Yeah. The one cylinder where it's just like pouring fuel in.
Dumps fuel, and you're like, how can that even light off? It's just like there's pails of fuel getting dumped in it, you know? Like, and you ever watch like those slow-mos? They do the thing where it's like, so they light those top fuels and they're going for like the first 150 feet, and then the thing is actually dieseling the rest of the way. Like it cannot be shut off. It's just melting and burning at the same time, and then that's it. Like it's over.
Yeah. 10,000 horsepower, and they got to rebuild it when they come back in the pits.
Have you ever been to an NHRA event or what?
I've seen those Top Fuel dragsters once.
Oh, man. We've been to SEMA like 2 or 3 times, I guess I've been. And it always coincides with like the weekend before or right after there's a NHRA meet. So I always go, and it's unbelievable in person to see those things. Like it's just doesn't make sense. I love it.
Yeah. I just hear one in person. It's so loud that everything goes silent.
Oh, it hurts your chest.
Yes, that's what I noticed too. It was like you could feel it right here in your chest.
It's like your heart just takes a break for a few minutes because it's just like getting pumped with the sound or whatever. But my favorite is like they rebuild the motors and everyone like crowds around when they first fire the thing up or whatever, and they're just crying as like the nitro's just going and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And you can just tell like the crew chief's just like so hardcore. Like he wish he had a cigarette there as he's working on the thing, eh? Like it's just like he's so immune to it. I'm like, man, that guy's got like iron lungs. He just must.
Rising Havoc, that drink sounds super delicious.
They're firing up Sullivan's computer back there. He's got his own computer.
Man, you guys are just killing it.
I know, he's a little gangster.
I liked him in the last video. Or whatever, when I gave him the grinder or whatever he was in it. He's a pretty cool kid.
I am a little gamer.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Man, you guys
She
just
bought us
live the
pizza.
dream over there, eh?
You don't just hear Top Fuel, you feel it. You smell it too.
What? Goodbye.
We were talking about something completely unrelated.
If anyone has never been to a Top Fuel, like go do it. Like it's worth like a 10 or 15 hour drive or whatever, if you, like just to go see it for like the day. Oh my god, like it's so different. Like we have like Top Alcohol and all that, which are cool. Like you see those at, like the local track, but like an actual nitro car, it's unbelievable.
Oh, it's completely different. Yeah,
like it's unbelievable.
I like watching the videos on YouTube afterwards. Like the guys are pulling apart the engines in like 4 minutes flat.
Yeah,
the engine transmissions all apart. It's
so like when you watch, like they have their like there's a big controversy about how much they have, like they have like zoomy headers or whatever, and they like it's like a big like debate. How do you have them straight? Like how much up you have them versus how much back you have them, because they actually force the car down if they're more up, but they actually push the car further ahead, like from
their back.
Backward.
Yeah,
it's like the exhaust is pushing the thing. Like that's unbelievable.
They actually do that in like our car categories too. You'll see the front. The exhaust comes out and it curves up to keep the front end down on the car.
It works. Does it make a big difference? Like those both
apparently a little bit, yeah. enough that it does something. Plus enough that they made it illegal for 1 year.
Really?
Yeah. Because one guy like pioneered it and they didn't know why he was going so fast, so they were like, you can't do that anymore, and then everyone just started doing it.
I love the cheating. That's my favorite thing. High mileage Challenger and street strip. So I've looked at those things. Like I thought, being me, I thought, oh, you'll get like a mild out 6-cylinder or whatever.
Hi, Auntie Shannon.
Hey, but the Hellcats are like so unique to themselves, eh? Like there's a lot of different stuff to them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if the sound system comes in the other cars, but you get like the big brakes, you get the magnetic suspension, and like.
But like, like the dash and like suspension, like all that's all different. Like you can't just buy like a 6-cylinder and a racked up Hellcat and make 1 out of 2. Like it's totally different almost.
No, you can't even get like the V8 version, put a supercharger on it, and be the same car either.
Yeah, I don't know. But even that, like those 392s or whatever, like those things seem like they really like haul too. But...
Yeah, Tokyo said he's experienced the 392 because he had a woman who had one before, and he said like it's much in the same. But it just doesn't have the supercharger.
It's like, it doesn't have the little badge on the fender. It says
it doesn't. It doesn't have the little kitty cat on the side.
Yeah. and you gotta like buy the orange little fender covers wherever at the bottom to be that guy, right?
Oh, they're solid back there. So the biggest difference for me is like the sound system, because it has like 2 10-inch subwoofers in the back, and like I'll just get in that car and listen to music all day. I could sit outside at like my front of my house just.
What's it like on fuel? Like if you just drive it around town, is it not that bad or what?
I guess none of your cars have like the liters per 100 kilometers on them.
Yeah, no, I got like a new truck.
Yeah, there's no fuel consumption.
Wasn't that wrong in his assumption? If you didn't have a work truck, then you wouldn't.
Well, how big's the tank and how many kilometers can you go in it?
All I know is it's like 13 liters per 100 kilometers.
That's not that crazy, actually.
No, it's not horrible, but it's 91 you got to put in it, so it's an extra cost.
Like that's got to be same as your Ram, basically, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty close. I think the Ram's like putting around town is probably like 11. But to be fair, we're like we do abuse it a little bit. We're like every time I leave a stoplight, it's like supercharger wine right now. I just got my tires checked out like when I went in for the service for like oil. Yeah. And the front ones are like 1/2 inch, and then the back ones are like they're almost done.
Mustangs had turbos in the 60s.
Did they actually? I know like the old like 4-cylinder. The 4-cylinder Fox bodies had turbos in them, and like the Thunderbirds had turbos in them.
Like the SVO stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my bag.
No. I mean, you're not V8 power then. There's no point.
Weren't those things faster though? Like the 4-cylinder Mustangs were faster than the V8s at the time or something? Some crazy thing like that?
I don't think so. I think you're drunk.
No,
there's something in that iced tea you're drinking.
Sure that's like the only turbo fact I know that I might know.
I know the Grand National was like that.
Yeah.
Where the V6 was.
Yeah, like in like the late 80s, turbos were like a real thing, and then they totally went away.
Yeah, because the Grand National was competing with all like the V8 cars.
What? So how did that happen with all these LS motors with turbos? Like, who started doing that? Because like no other motor was really like like no one was supercharging or turbocharging like small block Chevys when they went fuel injected, and they've been around forever. And like
No, I know.
Stuff,
I don't know
how did that start.
I don't know who pioneered this. Like, I think sloppy mechanics made it more popular because
I love that guy. Like he just like everyone kept telling him like you can't do that, and he's like, yeah, I can.
yeah, okay,
And he just did it. Like
his like Facebook page is pretty funny too. I'm on it all
Yeah.
the time.
yeah. Well, you were like a big deal in that, like in the wintertime, just like.
Oh, for a little bit there, yeah. Like with my 8 turbos being a stupid head.
Well, man, like you, like I feel so bad for you because this was like one of your best years for so many things, but you also like with the border being closed.
I know.
Like with like Scotto from like Hoonigan, like man, let's hook up. You're like, oh my god, like just like dig a tunnel to get to the States. You know what I mean? Like,
And then just recently we missed like LS Fest West in Vegas. That would be a good trip too.
yeah.
There you go. There's the Grand National fact.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And it was a V6 turbo car.
That just like that sucks so bad, eh? Like you could have like just been like
Been on Hoonigan.
yeah, be like doing donuts and Hoonigan or whatever. Like that would have been something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it would have. Like there was actually another guy in Calgary. I don't know if you know him. He's House of Boost, infamous automotive. He built a Mini with a supercharger on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he got invited to go down at the same time. We're just gonna like go down there. That was a cat.
I hope it's a cat, not a child.
So what? Like, because he was on some of that stuff at one point, like last year or something like that.
Yeah, he's been on a couple times now with like 2 of his cars.
Did it
and
make
they
a
want-
big difference for his business and stuff? Like, is he actually? Is that what he does for work, or is it just hobby for him?
He's like a builder ish, but I mean he does really well locally where he's at. But it wasn't like a huge boost and everything.
It wasn't. Eh? Being on Hoonigan didn't make.
What
that
do you
big
want?
difference for him? 2 Paxtons for mine. Oh,
You're too fat to jump up.
Crash. Later, dad life.
Bye, Dab Life. We all love you.
Actually, that's someone just mentioned GT350s. The new ones are actually really nice too.
So
There you
I
go.
actually want to build a Mustang. I want to do like a 67 or 8. I've been looking real hard. I want to find a notchback.
Yep.
And I want to make it into a fastback. Like just completely gut the thing and like put it all together, and then drop it off at your place for a turbo kit.
Out of my front yard because we got nowhere to put stuff.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'll just come down there. Like we can't even get across these borders, can we? Like I couldn't get to where you are if I tried.
No, it's
Yeah,
lame right now. You need more room, man.
I do.
Daniel, thank you so much. That was really sweet of you.
Thanks, buddy.
We really appreciate that.
Well, Danny, can I be dialed today?
You might as well. So, are you guys planning like to stay out there type thing, like when it's all done, or what? Like if you can actually get the turbo thing going, and like, or you want to move a little bit properties.
I wouldn't mind moving to like Edmonton just because of the cost of living. If you're not like in this town, if you're not working in the oil industry, it's not really a point to be here because everything's just super expensive.
How far from Edmonton are you? That's a ways, eh?
Yeah, it's like 5 hours, I think. It's funny that us Canadians measure distance in time.
Yeah. Well, because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, well, normal people are like, yeah, that's like 400 miles, but we're like, yeah, that's 4 hours away.
See, you're like just as bad as us, because like a lot of those guys, like when you're in like even like Calgary, especially, or I guess Edmonton's not as bad, but like there's so much stuff like within like a 10-hour drive or whatever. But like you have like so much driving to get to places, right?
Yeah.
Because like you said, you're 4 or 5 hours just to Edmonton. Then if you want to go to like anywhere else from there, it's like crazy. Like
Yeah, so just to get to a racetrack, it's 5 hours. It's like a $400 trip to a racetrack.
to break everything.
Yeah.
If Kyle came to Manitoba, I'd fanboy so hard.
I'm coming.
Behind me, I'd be like, "Oh my god, it's Kyle!"
It's coming. Look, have the pizza ready.
Bring the Hellcat, man. We'll trade Hellcat miles for pizza. But like for us, like we're the same thing. Like so, we're like Winnipeg. Like there's nothing. I mean, I guess Saskatchewan, but like really till you hit Calgary, so it's like 12 hours west. If you go east, it's like Thunder Bay and the nothingness forever. And like even going south, you drive like 10, 12 hours. There's nothing. Like it's brutal.
Yeah, I drove across Canada once, and
in Wisconsin, and he has 40 acres of land, and we could have 5.
Really?
All of our shop problems are solved.
yeah, right there.
We'll be with Miranda and Ellie in the gang.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
You
I
want
think
to
having an acreage would be
or
cool
what?
because you could just drive around with like dirt bikes all the time.
At least you guys in Alberta, like you can just like plate anything you want. Will work for Hellcat, right? I would. Yeah.
The keys are here. You can have it anytime you want.
He keeps saying that. It's like the third message in. I'm like, that Hellcat's awesome. He's like, come drive it. I'm like, screw you. I was kind of mad. But he said it like 10 times. So I'm like, I think he's serious. Like,
I am. I keep telling Tokyo he can take it every time, and he's just like, "Oh, I don't want to." The keys are there. I don't even have to be home. You can just come grab the keys and take it.
Man, the cars you guys all have there is crazy. You can tell. You get the vibe that it's like a lot of dudes, a lot of money, and not much to do out there.
Well, we were out doing burnouts today. Behind the camera, there was 3 Hellcats, a GT350, an Audi TT, and like
like what the hell? Like when you see a Hellcat here, it's still like it's not like a big deal, but it's still like, oh, that's that's a Hellcat. But out there, like I've never seen like 3 Hellcats together. That's not like at a car show, you know what I mean? And like you guys have like all that stuff, just like a track. Like I've never seen a Trackhawk yet here. Like haven't seen one.
Yeah, and we got a couple. We actually have a TRX I'm supposed to go take for a drive, like the Hellcat truck.
Those are cool. I gotta say, like Dodge is really
Dodge is like, what can we put a Hellcat motor in next? It's coming in a van next, I'm sure.
Did you watch? You watch Cletus or whatever, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Did you see that one? Like he's doing, like it's hard to keep up with him right now because he's just doing nonstop videos. But he was with that Tom Bailey. He's like that Drag Week like, superstar or whatever. And they went to that place where the guy was just putting like Hellcat and Elephant and all that in like Jeeps left. And right.
I've seen that.
And he shows like this. I don't know how tall it was. It must be like 3 crates tall of like all these crate motors from like Mopar Performance or whatever. And he said like a Elephant motor was like 40 grand or something like that. And he had like 20 of them. And I'm like, and so he said like, I don't know if he said like, oh, they're expensive and stuff. So I'm like, I wonder how much these cost. A Hellcat swapped Jeep, like a new one, ready to go. It was like 140 grand American.
Yep.
And then like, there's a wait list. I'm like, oh, like, whew, that's a whole new world I'm not involved in. I've seen more Jeep Trackhawks than Hellcats in Saskatchewan. Really?
I actually drove across Canada once, and I can assure you there's nothing between Ontario and Calgary.
Yeah. Other than gas stations.
Yeah. Flat road, like on both sides.
So you moved from Newfoundland right to Fort Mac? That was your deal or what?
Yeah. So I
How many
drove.
years ago was that?
2011.
So
I've been here for 10 years now.
I'm out of here, and then went out here with like your car and like a backpack, and that was it?
It was like a car, and like back then I brought like a 42-inch TV because I was like the tits back then in my back seat. Like I had a Cobalt, and I was in the back seat, my TV, and then like a couple suitcases, and that was it.
Did you have any plans, or you just went here and like found a job?
Well, I had a buddy who was here, and I was going to move in with him, but I didn't have a job lined up or anything. So I got here.
Enjoy the beach pub. Man, he makes me mad. Just jealous.
Don't you hate that when people in their comments write something about being at the beach or how nice the weather is and stuff?
In
Get off your phone,
Australia,
then.
I'm going surfing. Ugh.
I'd love to be in
We
Mexico
love you,
right
though,
now.
Murray.
Have you guys went to Mexico?
What's that?
Have you guys been to Mexico?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's like the next thing on the list when things open up is like straight to Mexico.
Auntie
Aw.
Shannon!
Thanks,
Thank
sweetie.
you. We love you. Also, Auntie Shannon, there's a video coming out soon where I fill up my own gas tank, and I feel like you'll be very proud of me.
It was a gong show. It was so embarrassing.
It's better than Tokyo. He doesn't put gas in his cars.
Well, usually neither do I. He does it.
Yeah, I'm ready to go to Mexico. I love. Where do I love? Cabo.
Cabo. You love,
I love
Cabo.
Oh man, do I love it there?
Well, and I just love the beach. Like, I can just stay on the beach all day.
Where do you guys
go? Like by Cancun.
Oh yeah, Cancun's good too. We were there last
We
time.
were there last time we went.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to go to Cabo last year, and then literally 3 weeks before we were supposed to leave was when the first like Canada lockdown started.
It was sooner than that because we had the everything was booked.
Yeah, everything was booked.
We lost all the money. We were booked through Swift, and Swift is
gross.
So it was all, well, we didn't go. But we could have made it there. They didn't go, and they would have done something.
But we
then,
wouldn't have been able to come back. That was what it was.
We would have
like,
been
well,
the
you
people.
can go,
Yeah.
but
Ooh, so you were going
my-
like late
like-
March?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And my family actually ran into that problem. So my parents have a house in Honduras as well. And so them and my sister, brother-in-law, and my like young nephew were trapped in Honduras for like 4 weeks. My mom came back way early because she was worried about it. But so like my dad and my sister and brother-in-law were like trying to get home for like 4 or 5 weeks and we're stuck on the island.
Ooh, that was like really late then.
I
don't like-
I wish we would have still gone.
Just,
Like,
Yeah.
like worst case, we would have been stuck in Mexico next week. Too.
well, I mean, knowing what we know now, for sure, we
Yeah.
would have just gone and.
Whatever.
Oh yeah, me
whatever.
too. Tokyo and I were actually in Texas when that happened. Like
Oh, really?
we came back from Mexico. I had like a week at work, and then Tokyo and I went to Texas, and we
Just
were
to
almost
kill you?
6 months. Holy!
Oh my gosh, CCTC. Jeez.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, is that really that bad? Like, if you went there on vacation and you had to stay an extra 6 months,
You lost your job, lost your house because you couldn't pay it. And
you
stuff
can't
like
pay to live in
you
Spain.
might as well just stay there then, and you might as well like,
that. I'm Spanish now.
yeah.
Bro.
Hola. ¿Cómo está?
Oh man, I hope it goes over. I really hope that Miles of Mayhem though. I hope it's just like figured out. I hope Buddy that's like running the show knows what's going on. Have you talked to them at all? Like, have they sold a bunch more? I know it was like half sold out first day.
Yeah, first day. I haven't spoken to any of them since. To be honest, I'm like I'm panicking a little bit because I got to get those 2 cars done, and then I just like the more I think about it, the more I don't want to do it.
Just that overwhelming anxiety feeling.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm just gonna
oh
do something
no.
else today.
Well, so my buddy that I'm gonna go with, he's got a '55 Chevy just like mine, and in like early in the like at Christmas time, he cut the whole front of the car off and he built his own frame horns and he was gonna do like a gas or straight axle thing.
Mhm.
And so he was like ordering a kit and this and that. Well, the kit was supposed to be here like weeks and weeks ago. Espanol, yeah.
A burnout.
But anyways, he was like waiting, couldn't find it, and then they're like, "Hey, we don't have it anymore." And then it's like, so this is like literally last week. So we found one. We've been calling around like frantically, and he found one. He's like, "Hey, I don't even care what it costs," and like panic ordered it, like extra shipping and all this stuff. So the kit was like almost double the price it was supposed to be. That
Oh,
didn't show up.
gross.
But he's supposed to get it like next week or whatever, and like put the axle on a thing, and then I actually just yesterday I ordered a bunch of parts for him and shipped them out to him and stuff like that. It's just like it's gonna be a nightmare because it seems like it's like beginning of July, so far away, but it's like it's the end of May.
I know. I looked at I went to go register my scooter, and I looked at the insurance, and I was like 5.5, and I was like, "There's no way it could be the 5th month of the fifth day of the 5th month already, no matter which way I flip those." So I went to go like to register it, and then I was like, "Oh shit, it's like the 10th." I was like, "When did it become May already?"
Well, so like for you then, like you got 6 weeks, so you're gonna be working 3 of those,
Yeah.
right? Like that's crazy. And then are you gonna work the week right before the thing is, or are you taking a little bit of holiday time to have 2 weeks off in a row?
I might be sick. I don't know.
Well,
Because
it sounds like your throat is
Yeah.
really like iffy. You don't look very good. You look very.
It's coming up
pale.
on me. Like it'll probably be like 4 weeks from now. I probably won't feel good.
that's crazy. So you got to do 2, but your car should, well, in theory, should go back together not too hard, right? Because it's like the same motor, just bolted all in with like the turbo setup you have, right?
Yeah, my car should be like a day to put together.
But Gina's car is gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, that thing's gonna take a little bit. And in hindsight, we know how to do it, so it shouldn't take like too long. We have all the parts here.
But you kind of like to have it together and like drive it twice before you like go on this big long road trip.
Yes,
Like,
yes, very much.
well, but your car, like, so I got a buddy, well, whatever, a guy, like a local guy who I know, and he's done like actual drag week and like Rocky Mountain and all that, you know, like the like legit
Yeah.
ones. And he was talking like he's like, it's not the drag racing. It's the first 30 miles or whatever. They called it something like just like Broken Dreams or something like that. Because all these cars that are like track cars and like fast and like it's all good, they just start eating like fuel pumps and like stuff like that.
Thank you.
Well, I didn't even think
Matt.
about the fuel pump. I should probably get like a second one.
Well, hey, thanks, Matt. Appreciate that, man, a lot, buddy. Yeah, like that's what he was saying. He's like, yeah, Ed, right there, Trail of Tears. That's what he called it.
Right.
So he's been on it. Like I don't. We probably talked for like 2
It's
hours.
the title of my autobiography as well, Ed.
But he's like, all these hot rods. People are like, yeah, this thing's gonna like no issues, blah blah blah, and they're just like eating valve train, eating fuel pumps, like just like all these things. You're like, oh man, like it's like. You got to build a street car first and then a race car, it almost seems like.
Yeah, you got to make your street car into the race car.
You'll make like a gnarly first pass. Like, I have this licked. And then by 4 o'clock that day, you're out. And you're like,
yeah.
Oh.
I'm bringing the trailer with me, so.
Honestly, I didn't even look at what the route is. I'm just going.
I didn't either. I'm just assuming that.
For Canada Day and just go wrench on the car for a few days before we start racing.
You make a good point, though. I'm ordering a fuel pump right away. Just have a second one. Like, even if it's just like a small fuel pump that's good enough to like make the car run.
Well, I mean, the other thing, like I was like, some of the cities are pretty small, eh? Like if you're in Rimbey, because what like Rimby's one of the tracks, right, or something like that.
I think Rimby's start and finish.
So I mean, like, what the hell are you gonna buy in Rimby if something lets?
I don't know. They have an A&W.
Do they?
Yeah, they just have an A&W. That's it. They don't have a taxi cab service. Ask me how I know. We got drunk one night at like the Vault is their bar, their one bar, and then we got there was some random guy who does taxiing like Friday night, and we got him to bring us from there to our hotel. So we left the car there, and then the next morning we had to drive to the racetrack, and we were like trying to call a taxi, and people were like, "There's no taxis in this town," so I had to like run from where we were staying at the hotel to go pick the car up like 3 kilometers away so we could take the car to the racetrack.
Oh, thanks, Keith, man. I appreciate that, buddy. Well, so how, like Rimby's pretty small, eh? Like it's not a big town?
Oh, super, super small. Like the racetrack is their thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like that's bringing Rimby to life right now.
Is the racetrack?
Yeah.
Because like some of it's like in like we're going like Saskatoon or Saskatchewan. Like so we're going somewhere in Saskatchewan too, aren't we? Medicine Hat? Or, I honestly haven't even looked.
I haven't looked either. I think there is somewhere in Saskatchewan though.
Is that what it is? There's one that's close to Saskatoon or whatever. That's where my buddy is, and we're just gonna stay at his place on the Saskatoon track or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I'm pretty excited. But yeah, a few spare parts sounds like it's probably gonna be worth it. How difficult is to set up a carb by vacuum? You want to
super easy. You take a Lucky Charm and you put it next to your vacuum, and then that's it.
What's that?
You take a Lucky Charm and you put it next to the vacuum, and that's it.
Just turn the switches and knob for the most vacuum possible. Problem solved. It's like perfectly tuned. Are you? So is Tokyo coming with you, or what? Are you
Tokyo's taking his own car. He signed up too.
No way.
Yep.
Oh man.
So I think Tokyo's taking his friend Luke with him. I haven't. I might take my friend Dan with me, and then I don't know. Gina's. She's got to find someone.
Well, she's a strong, independent woman. She can figure
Yeah,
it out.
she don't need no man,
Yeah.
including me.
Well, that'd be awesome if all you guys are rolling. I'm stoked to see. Like, they need to put a list out of who's in it because I like to know who's all going. Because
Yeah, me too.
Like if you look at the Facebook group, like some of the cars look like legitimate cars, or people are posting stuff like in the comments.
Well, Rich is going to be there too, and he has like a some sort of Pontiac with like a 500 cubic inch motor and a big turbo on it, and it's a manual car, and he goes like 8 seconds.
I can't wait to see these like full blown fancy ass race cars broken down the side of the
Crash
road.
and burn. Yeah, I know. You just want to see people fail. I get it.
Yeah. I'll help you, I promise. But I have fully in my brain expected that it's going to be like 2 hours of sleep a day just trying to keep these hot rods on the road. Like it's just going to be stupid.
You're just gonna walk in people's ear and be like, "Carbs are better."
Yeah. when you're trying to rewire this thing with your little pin device and stuff like that, because there's one little raindrop, I'll be like, yeah, we have one hot wire. We're good. We're rolling.
Actually, you just make a valid point. I don't have windshield wipers.
Either do we. We have rain.
Why don't you explain what this trip is? Because I don't think everybody knows what it is.
So Miles and Mayhem, like you guys all know Drag Week and stuff like that in the States, or Rocky Mountain Race Week. There's a guy that's in, I think he's in Alberta, right? Or whatever. That's where it's
I think
started.
so, yeah.
So he's doing this thing. Yeah, Rain-X works well. So he's doing this, basically the same thing, a copycat, but a Canadian version of it. So it's 1,700 kilometers. I don't know how long Drag Week usually is, but it's got to be probably pretty close, eh?
Yeah, everyone said right.
Yeah, it's probably pretty close. I don't know why they called it Miles of Mayhem either. It should have been like Kilometers of Chaos or something.
Killer kilometers, yeah. Rimbey, Saskatoon, Medicine Hat, Forsberg, back to Rimbey. Yeah. How hard can it be?
I mean, I only have an aluminum seat, so it's not going to be that bad.
Man, that's going to suck.
You're gonna need one of those special cushions that people get for their office chairs to like keep their butt aligned.
You know what we need to do is we need to take like a group photo, like we're bringing 2 cars and like you and Gina and Tokyo and everybody like on day 1.
How it started and then
slowly,
how it's going.
Yeah, how it's going. Or at
like
the end, we'll just be like
wanting to kill ourselves or whatever.
Yeah, sleep
Just
deprived
so happy
people.
with, like an Arby's burger or something. Just like, oh.
You can't even get Arby's burger in Canada.
Oh, well, whatever. Harvey's. I'm sure
You can't
Carl
Arby's.
knows food. He knows it all.
I want Arby's. Like Arby's is my go-to.
Do you have it still there or not?
It's in like Edmonton somewhere.
Yeah, they shut them all down here. I'm pretty sad about it.
Yeah, Arby's, like the meat, just oh my god, meat and cheese.
Seat beads. Oh, I'm gonna buy you some seat beads, like the old school from like the 80s and stuff.
What I should do is like I should like do that spray insulating foam stuff and then like sit in it while it's drying.
Fall
Get,
asleep.
like a perfect impression of my ass and my back. And then that'll be like
the chemicals burn real bad or something, eh?
It'll feel like it's hugging me, and then that'll be perfect.
Oh man! So the car we're gonna ride in, so it's 55 Chevy, gasser, straight axle. It's got a set of he got 5 33 gears or something like that in the back. Like it's just ridiculous. Fiberglass fenders, fiberglass doors, like slide. It's gonna be terrible. I can't wait.
You have to wear headphones in it.
What's that?
You have to have like the headphones with the microphones so you guys can talk to each other.
Well, my old man bought me like a set of like muffs, but they're like Bluetooth muffs, you know, so you can like listen to music and stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to like not go deaf on the way there. But
that's what I mean. You guys are gonna have like the race setup where they have like the microphones down here and like.
Well, have you ever taken your car like legit driving, or it's been pretty much race car, right?
Just pretty much a race car. I take it down the street sometimes.
Oh yeah, so it's basically not 1,700 kilometers. So that's
it's probably. I've taken it like 7 kilometers. Probably good for 1,700.
Man, well, you had like a goofy radiator and all that. Eh? You're gonna move it all around stuff though, or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get the best radiator flow that I can with it, and I think I want to put like a trailer hitch on it so I can take a small trailer.
Yeah. I mean, like in all reality though, it's Lisa, it's a truck motor in a Mustang. Like it should work.
It should be perfect. Like the towing capacity is probably the same. It's probably like 8,000 pounds.
Oh man, I can't wait for it. I'm so stoked. And Dad and his friends are talking, just like sit there and be quiet. Yeah, sorry, man. Yeah. Well, we're just trying this. I don't know. I wanted to like talk to Kyle a bunch of times there and stuff. So I don't know.
We were bad at lining this up. Like I almost didn't even make today because we were down fishing. I was like, I gotta go, and she's like, okay, I'll be up there in a bit.
1,700 kilometers equals 42 hours. Is that the drive time?
That doesn't make sense. 100 kilometers an hour for 17. That's like 17 hours. I could do that in a day.
There's zero chance you're going 100 kilometers an hour the whole time. Do you think it's gonna work that way? Like I heard, like we're not even gonna get the route till the day of, right?
And I believe in between tracks, you have to stop at certain checkpoints and take photos.
Yeah.
In order to be legit.
Yeah. I feel like that's probably light how much time like on the road anyways we'll spend broken down.
You want to know something silly? My engine builder was all like, hey, do you want me to put a dipstick in this engine or do you want me to like cap that off? And I was like, people cap that off. He's like, yeah, the last 5 I've built, they all capped them off. Because like if you do like get blow by with the turbo, it just blows oil out the dipstick tube. Oh, yeah. And I was like, how do you know how much oil you have in it? He's like, you just know. I'm like, I need a dipstick, dude. Like,
Well, I think. Oh, thanks, Dab Life. I think there's going to be some people there. Like, I feel like we're going to show up with like an umbrella and like some like Craftsman wrenches, and there's going to be people there with like a full pit set up, like the blanket, the tents, like the whole deal, you know. And they're going to be like, they're race car guys.
well, I mean, you're only allowed to carry what fits in your car or in the trailer behind your car, but
The trailer was big. It's just that like you can have a lot of stuff.
I guess if the trailer was big enough. But then you got to tow a trailer. I have race brakes. I don't even have street brakes.
You've really thought this through. I like it.
I know. Is this what you guys be using to film? GoPro?
Yep.
The one
That is
with the
literally
screen?
all I have. I don't know where it is. GoPro 9, man.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got it. I just don't like using it.
Really? Why?
I don't know, because the screen in the front, I can't see everything.
You look
can-
at yourself when
I-
you're filming?
Yeah.
You're so vain.
I have to see where, like, what if I'm pointing down too much?
It's a GoPro. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter where I point the GoPro, it gets my entire garage. I can literally be pointing at my like sandals, and it's like, oh, there's the carburetor.
But I bought one of these things, and they're like the badass.
What's that?
It's like where you keep your batteries.
Oh, I just have one battery.
Oh, this, you can charge it like
have
when it charges
that.
your batteries.
Oh, I have that. Apparently. I thought
Oh,
I-
you have this.
I don't know.
But this is what we
I'm
normally
so
use.
anti-technology. It's terrible. I don't even know how I made it this far. Well, what camera do you use? Oh, that's what you use?
Canon 80D. One's actually Virginia's.
Those look
Like-
cheap.
Yeah, they were super cheap.
Have you broken one of those yet in the garage or not?
No, surprisingly. That's the same
Yeah,
one I've
I
had
was
for
like-
years.
I've like melted a GoPro by just like I was like grinding and just throwing sparks directly at it, and it just
Oh.
like cut it in half.
Yeah, the glass on the front is like, it's kind of pitted because I've been hitting with grinding sparks.
Yeah,
But that's about it. No big deal. Sometimes it doesn't get in focus anymore.
Unwanted GoPros. Man, there's literally like 2 or 3 on the workbench here. Like, look how crappy that one is.
Oh, yeah, we gotta drop some of those off of my dad's.
Yeah.
That AMC guy though, those things are cool as heck. I seen one like locally here, and it was like, I think it was lifted and 4-wheel drive. Is that a thing?
Like an Eagle?
Yeah.
Well, AMC Eagles, yeah, man.
Are they 4-wheel drive?
You're so like 95 and later, eh? You just like
I was born in the 90s, dude.
I was gonna say he's a young little buck.
you were
He's a
born in
young
the
chicken.
90s?
Yeah, 1990 is when I was born.
Well, it was a good time. We're gonna have to shut her down. And I hate how young people are.
I'll be 31 this year though, so I'm not that young. Come on.
Well, 31, yeah. 30 was a tough year, I gotta say.
They are 4-wheel drive, yeah.
You know?
What engine did they come with?
30's tough. 30 was a tough year, I tell you. He bought a Hellcat midlifer at 30. I bought a Cobra kit car. I mean, it's what happens.
And you met me.
Is yours a factory 5 one?
No, it's a Canadian kit. It's called Cobra International.
Factory 5 is Canadian.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
They're in Seattle or something, or whatever.
Pretty sure they started in
$1,000
Canada.
They-
I have socks
they
older
sell
than you
them in
kids.
Calgary, but they're American.
I've been wanting to do one of those factory 5 like 818 cars for a long time.
There's so much money now, eh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like 11 grand for the kit, I think.
That's it. I thought it was more than that. When I
No,
bought, I bought my car in like 6 years ago or whatever, 5-6 years ago, and I got the whole car running and driving, titled the whole deal for 22 grand.
it was super cheap.
Yeah, at the time you couldn't buy, but that was like it's a Canadian kit versus the like a Cobra from Factory 5. But like I think a Factory 5 kit's like 19 grand or something like that American.
Yeah.
Then you still got to build it, get a 5-liter Mustang or whatever, just outside of Boston. There you go. Yeah, see? Every now and again, I know. I was on that website, I don't know how many times, that Factory 5 website.
Oh my God, the GMT car I think they have, like
Yeah.
the mid-engine car, I've been eyeing it up for a long time too.
Oh, everything they have is so cool. But yeah, no, I got that Cobra and then never drive it now. It's awesome.
Well, I mean, why would you drive it? You got a big race car behind you.
I know. I don't drive this either. I don't drive anything anymore. I drive like the Plymouth. I just drive that all the time. Like 1,000 miles. And I just love that thing.
You mean your Dodge?
Yeah, the Dodge. The Dodge. Overdrive. Man, you got to get your car together and start like driving it to work, or you're gonna have issues.
I don't drive to work. I actually get a bus out to work.
Oh yeah, right.
It's like a 45-minute bus ride to work, and then we take another bus into the mine, and then I drive my truck for 12 hours, and then the other 2 buses in reverse. It's a long day.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it, man.
I mean, they pay you $60 an hour, but
Well, that would help, yeah.
yeah, it helps.
Yeah.
But you know, after so many years, you're just like, I'm done with this now. So
Is that the only job you've ever done since you moved there?
no. When I first moved here, I used to be a small equipment mechanic for Argos.
Okay.
And then I did something like dewatering for like 6 months, and then that was the next job I had. So I've been doing it for like 9 years now.
Wow. It
And,
is
like-
cool. I guess it's one of those things. Like, so Kyle drives like like the world's biggest dump truck driver, right? Basically,
Mhm.
which that's one of those things. Like when you're driving through BC and there's that one wherever on the highway you pull over, take your picture beside it. You're like, oh, that's cool. But if you do it every day for 9 years, it's probably not as cool. Like.
It's probably no. I mean, every now and then it'll be fun to be like on the bus going out into the mine and be like, holy shit, you see how big that truck is? Just to see like people's reactions. They're like, you've been driving them for like 4 years. You think you know how big it is?
You idiot. Yeah. That's cool though, but man. Has anyone ever smacked one of those up, or are you not allowed to say it out loud?
Oh yeah. People
Like-
smashed them into berms before.
Really?
Yeah, like broke the whole front wheel off them, and like they've been tipped on their sides. And
So they have equipment that's big enough to lift them back up out there, or are they the biggest things?
the cranes, they can get cranes, I guess. They got big cranes.
Man.
The
How
shovels
fast
are
is it?
even bigger than the trucks are. So
The what?
the shovels, the things that like scoop the dirt and put it in the back of the truck. So the truck is 400 tons. Like it can hold 400 tons of dirt, and the one shovel bucket is 100 tons of dirt.
100 tons of
That's a
dirt.
lot of dirt.
Yeah.
Well, when you start thinking about that, because I mean, you could jam like a couple of yards of dirt in like a half-ton truck, half a ton, and like,
Yeah.
like even like a big truck is like a 1 ton.
So you could fill 100 trucks with one scoop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that math is nuts.
it's crazy.
Did you have to get a class 1 and all that to do that, or how does that work?
No, it's all private land, so you just need a
15
driver's
follow
license.
questions? It's
In
just
fact, like I definitely fibbed on my resume to get my first job, which is okay now because I guess I'm trading up now. But like they train you for 6 weeks anyway, so I was like, yeah, I did all this truck driving before, and then my like reference was some dude that I knew, and he was just like, yeah, I'm a manager for this company.
Great.
So you'd never driven anything and then you're driving the world's biggest truck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Was that pretty nerve-wracking on like day 1 or what?
Not really. Like I said, they train you for like 6 weeks. You're like in a passenger seat for like 6 weeks.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
everything's in proportion anyway. So you're driving like a truck that I think it's like 33 feet wide,
Oh yeah.
but the road is 100 feet wide. So
So it's really not that bad then.
no, it's not. It's just I could watch movies and drive if I wanted to.
How fast do they go?
Top speed is like 68 kilometers an hour.
Do you go that fast?
Yeah, sometimes.
That's fast.
That is pretty fast.
That's like a lot of weight moving a pretty quick amount of speed.
I believe the truck is like 1.2 million pounds fully loaded.
Thanks, Gino.
Damn easy.
So it's definitely different. But before that, I was like, I did like 3 years of automotive school too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, like when you turn wrenches all day and then doing it at home at night, it's a grind sometimes.
It is. It's bullshit. I'm Planet Bullshit.
It's bullshit.
That's why I quit.
How many mile an hour? Well, 68. That'd be like 40 miles an hour, eh?
Yeah, 40 something, I think.
40 miles an hour at 1,000,000 pounds.
Yeah.
That's
a lot.
that's.
It's funny to see too, because like most of the suspension is the tire like flexing.
How like those things, like aren't they like they're like diesel generators and they're like electric powered or something like that?
Yeah, most of them are. It's like a 81 liter V20 with 12 turbos connected to a generator that drives wheel motors.
Man, that doesn't make any sense.
It makes like 12,000 foot-pounds of torque or something like that.
But yeah, that's crazy. That's cool. I guess it sounds cool, but
It sounds cool, yeah. And then you get there and you're like, the first couple of days are cool, and then you're driving, you're like, oh shit, I got to do this for the next 10 years.
Well, until you buy a turbo company and hit it big time.
Yeah, well, that's the plan, ultimately, I guess.
Well, that's awesome, man. I hope that works out for you. I think you're well on your way and stuff. This year sucked. Like, I think you know, we all kind of missed out on opportunities. Like, we wanted to go on Power Tour and, like, you know, back to the 50s and all that sort of stuff and whatever.
Yeah, even if you guys went to, like, SEMA or something, it would do something for something.
Yeah, and we just can't do nothing. But I really hope, like I said, that Miles of Mayhem is, like, that's, like, the first, like, the light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean?
Especially as for us Canadians, like, just to even... like see all the other people that we haven't seen all year.
Well, it seems like there's like a lot of automotive channels in Canada. Like
there's a couple of us. I mean, does Peg count? No. Okay.
He's like whatever, like 3/4. That's all he really is.
he's like 1.5 legs. He's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's cool. There's been like so much stuff. I mean, meeting all the different people and all that's pretty cool. It's like I haven't seen anybody that's in BC or ever that I know of. Like YouTube-wise.
There's definitely a couple like in Edmonton that used to be car YouTubers as well.
And they just kind of quit doing it, or what?
Yeah, like there was one. What was the name of it? They were doing good. They had like 150,000 subscribers. I just don't remember who they were.
No, it's fine.
Oh, actually there was Calgary. It was called Locals.
Oh yeah. See, like I didn't. I don't know. Like I wasn't when I started doing YouTube. It wasn't because like I knew anybody or anything at all. I was just like, oh, I'll just start filming this, and then
I did the same thing. I was just started making a couple videos, and I was like, hey, I could do that, and then I just kept making them, and now I'm stuck. Keep making them. People are like, oh, I'd be so mad if you stop making YouTube videos, and I'm like, come on.
Isn't that so cool though? Like,
it is super cool.
Like people give a shit
about our stupid asses.
Yeah, it's so weird. I'm like, what? Like people like send me like all these like nice messages and stuff, and like we love this and that's so cool. Or like to give like so much advice and stuff, and I'm like, what? Why do people care, man? Like
I say it to myself all the time. I'll get like a big long message like, hey man, you inspired me to do this and this. And I'm like, I'm such a stupid ass, man. If you only knew.
If you're like broke down the side of the road, no one's gonna stop you, eh? But the internet people are like so nice. That's just the way she goes. But cool, man. Well, I mean, usually we shut her down at 9 o'clock, so I think we're like a little bit past that. If anyone has any like kind of last questions, or do you want to say anything, or like just say like Black Sheep Industries 15 times, or I mean...
it's like. If people go to my channel, they'll find out that I have turbo stuff, so it's all good. I don't think any of your people know turbos, so.
Well, and that's kind of what was cool. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, you got to do this too, so we can like cross streams, you know?
Yeah, I'll get you on my stream next. I'll get whatever this like program is, and we'll do it on mine next time.
Man, this is like super easy. I mean, if I can figure it out, like
I can probably figure. You need a screwdriver or
yeah, like a flathead, and you're super good. Yeah, timing light, whatever. But
I think. The ultimate end goal here is like if I can go down there for a couple days and like we could just, you know, build some shit.
Well, like I'm telling you, like so like everything's like so locked down. There's like just in like the last 2 days, there's been like a couple of cars I wanted to get. Like one's in Saskatchewan. I bought a car in Alberta. Like there's just so many things like I want to go. And I mean, it's a bit of a drive, but really you drive all day. You're there for like 2 or 3 days, and then you're driving back or whatever. You know, you accomplish something like.
Yeah, it'd be fun more than anything, and like it never happens. Like I've been doing it 5 years, I've never like met up with another YouTuber. So
really,
yeah.
Well, like I said, this Miles of Mayhem would be pretty cool, I guess. Then, if it actually happens, we actually all meet and stuff, and like be all awkward together.
Yeah, be like, seeing you on the internet, and you're much taller in person, but I'm still attracted to you.
Pretty cool, man. Well, right on, man. So everyone, Boosted Lifestyle, go check him out. He's pretty cool. His old lady's minty. She's just killing it too. Like
she is killing it.
Superstar and everything.
She figured out how to monetize my channel better than I did.
You know what though? It's good. Like same with me. Like Danny does like so many things. I'm like, oh, can we get like a thumbnail for tonight or whatever for the thing? She's just clickety click. I can never figure that stuff out or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, she's like, what do you want? I'm like, I want a stupid face on the front or whatever. She's like, okay.
She made that thumbnail that we just used for this. Yeah, of course.
I couldn't figure that out. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks so much. It was great. Always a good time. So we'll see you next Saturday probably, and we'll go from there.
Awesome.
Right, man.
I'll expect to see you in my DM soon.
You got it.
Okay, peace, man.
fan.